Hello and welcome to Atlanta Live. I am Carlene Brown, and what a pleasure it is to come. I don't normally get to open the show from the interview set, so this is a little different for me, but welcome, 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 and I hope you are ready for an exciting program. I am always excited to be here. You know, it was such a beautiful day in comparison to what it has been over the last few days and a couple of weeks, because I missed out because it was snowing and icing in Atlanta, Georgia. But we made it through, and sunshine and springtime is ahead, and I know you're excited about that, as am I. And another thing I'm excited about is today's program. Why? Because we have got some tremendous guests. We've got tremendous music guests. We're going to be hearing about what God is doing in some major ministries here. And I tell you what, the best part is that you get to find out about how these ministries can bless and impact your life. And maybe you'll hear something tonight that really is going to change your life. So we want you to sit back and enjoy, do whatever it is that you need to do, but make sure you don't just watch. You listen to what the Spirit of the Lord will have to say to you today on Atlanta Live. We're excited and we are ready. So I hope you are too. Get your listening ears on, get your dancing shoes on. Maybe you'll hear something you want to tap your toe to, and just raise your hands and praise the Lord, because this is the day that He has made. And we are so grateful to have the opportunity to rejoice and be glad in it. All right, what a way to start the program. That was Age of Mercy and Gotta Believe. And you know what? When it comes to God and His work in our lives, faith is what it's all about. We have got to believe. None of us has ever seen God. Jesus hasn't come down yet. He'll be back. But we know that He's in our hearts. And how do we accept that? We accept that by faith. So we thank them for encouraging us that you have got to believe in this thing we call our faith. So I'm excited because I think that might be a good segue for my first guest, because she's got to believe, because God is doing great things in her life. And what's so cool about it is she retired and then started doing big things. I absolutely love that. Joining me on set first is Tilly O'Neill-Kiles, and she is the CEO and founder of a faith-based not-for-profit ministry right here in the Sandy Springs area. And also joining me on set is Andrea Sharp, and she is the business development director. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. I just think it is so awesome that you retired and was like, I need to do more.
Well, yes, because I felt like I knew that I was going to die, and I knew I was going to heaven, but I wanted to leave a legacy of having made the difference in someone's life. So I really read the book, The Purpose-Driven Life, and I asked God, what is my purpose? And He told me it is to help women to move from dependency to self-sufficiency, because when I was down and out and I needed a helping hand, and I prayed, and someone answered my prayer and came along and helped me. So that's what we do.
Wow, and so 10 years later, you're 10 years strong.
10 years strong.
And you look fabulous.
Yes. Well, it's the God in me. Yes. It's the God in me.
I'm glad to know what I can look forward to, because I got the God in me too.
Yes, yes, yes.
But that is so awesome. So what were you doing before?
I worked for AT&T for 36 years, and I was in corporate training, management education and training. And so I taught principles of leadership, principles of effectiveness, principles of diversity. And so I knew that these principles were universal, they were timeless, and they were self-evident. And I taught the 7 habits of highly effective people.
Wow,
so I knew it would work. And so when I left and started, I asked God, where were these women that I'm to serve? This ministry, it said that I would serve women who had been sexually molested at an early age, and they used alcohol and drugs to anesthetize the pain. I would be working with homeless women. I would be working with women who've recently released from the penal system. And I lived in Roswell, Alpharetta, and I kept saying, well, God, where are these women that I need to serve? And I got a call, this is like maybe a couple of months into retirement, from Lucy Hall, Mary Hall Freedom House. And she says, Miss Tilly, I heard that you could come and help me to take my organization to the next level. And that's where God showed me the women that I was to serve, you know, so.
Wow.
And it's been a...
What was your first encounter like? Take us back to that first moment when, because, you know, we can hear from God to do things, but when you get in that moment when it really hits you, what you're about to do, what was that like for you?
I know we use the word epiphany. You know, it's just like when something happened and you know that this is it. I knew that my ministry would serve women, and I knew that because I had been in need, you know, and I had been, because I worked for a communications company, maybe a few dollars away from being on welfare, but I knew what it was like to be dependent, on a person, and I knew that it didn't feel good to be, and when you are dependent on someone, it gives them power. They can tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and that doesn't feel good. So I think that from having experienced that and having to go through that myself, God gave me the tools that I would need to help other women.
So really, you were that first person. That's what you just said. You were like, I was her, I knew what it felt like, and so I wanted to go out and do that for someone else. That's awesome. That's awesome. So how did you come to be a part of the organization?
Well, the beautiful part about it is Miss Tilly never sent out a one ad for any of her staff.
Really?
All of us heard in prayer to come to her organization.
Wow. Okay.
And we all volunteered, and in the midst of us volunteering, God presented an opportunity for us to come on board. And when I came, one of her employees had invited a friend of mine from the church, and she invited me to the Hour of Empowerment.
We have to tell you why. God told me that we needed to put him first. So one of the principles that's universal is God and family first. So every morning from 9 o'clock until 10:15, we do praise and worship. We even do this is my Bible. I am what it says. We do affirmations, and so we do that every morning to honor God, and that's why we can expect miracles, because we walk by faith, and I can tell you so many miraculous stories of how God has turned the lives of these women and women with children. We have touched the lives of 1,200 women, but they represented at least 3+ children. So that's 3,600 children lives that we have touched because we've helped their mother to stop this generational curse of poverty and dependency.
Wow,
you know?
wow. So tell us, what is the daily program like? You start off with the Hour of Power, and then what's the rest of the day like for the women?
Okay, so they start off with the Hour of Empowerment, and each day has a different focus. And so Monday is employment focused, job skills. Then we have life skills on Tuesday. Wednesday is about purpose-driven life and just getting on focus. So they deal with life skills, job skills, financial empowerment, and more importantly, health and wellness, because if your health is not together, you can't do any of that. So that's the difference in the niche about our organization. We deal with the woman holistically. A lot of professional job writers, they just give them resume writing, interviewing, and get out there, get a job. But then guess what? They're still broken, and they still come back in that cycle again, and they become unemployed. So when they come through our doors, we have a thing that says changing lives daily, because that's what the Lord allows to do in that organization. And so they get a foundation, and I was used to dealing with women in the church, but this is the first time I dealt with unchurched environments. So it was just raw, and they were hungry because they had been so broken and had been told that they can't have anything, but we tell them with God all things are possible, so we give them hope.
I think that's awesome. It's so awesome, and I want to comment on you. I'm sure people are looking at them like, okay, I know that was a plan. So you must go ahead and explain the color scheme. You must. It's not Georgia Tech.
No, it's not Georgia Tech, and you know we get that all the time.
I'm sure you do.
Because every place that we go, we brand.
Yes,
we wear the
absolutely.
every place.
As you should.
Yes. And so they asked us if we're representing Georgia Tech. But the reason for this is that the black and gold represents the bumblebee. And the bumblebee God gave to me to be our mascot, because aerodynamically the bumblebee, she should not be able to fly because her body is so big and her wings are so small, but no one told her that she could not fly, so she flies. And so the women that we serve have been told you will never be anything, you're not going to be able to do anything, and they've been told all of these negative things. And so we know that if you can have a major paradigm shift about about how you see yourself from inside out, you can change the world.
That's right.
You can change the world.
You can be a bumblebee.
And fly and make honey.
There you go. Exactly.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you need from the community? Because I'm sure with the economy having been what it's been these past few years and so many people genuinely struggling, are there needs that your organization has?
Well, I'm going to be very practical, something very simple and practical. It cost us on the average of $2,000 to put a woman through our 8-week program.
Gotcha.
And what we find is that we have never turned anyone down because of donations from the church. Since we are faith-based, we have various churches and foundations that sponsor. We also get tuition from DFACS, Department of Family and Children, because they know that it works. Every woman works. So they send the other women to us so that we can help them to acquire job skills. But it's about money in this economic depressed time here. It's about money. So $2,000 will put a woman through the program. But not only does that happen, when she gets a job and becomes a useful member of society again, she teaches her children.
That's right.
Because we do not teach dependency. We teach women how to be self-sufficiency by teaching her how to fish. And when you help a woman, you help the community. Because if she reaches out to her family members and she teaches them the value of self-respect, of getting up every day and going to a job. Or some of our women are entrepreneurs. They're beauticians, they're cooks, they have their own restaurants. So we got a legacy of that. But getting back to what we need, and you can do it in a donation. It could be $25 a month or $166 a month, however way that is comfortable for you to do it. This is what I like about sponsoring a woman. You can select. Do you have an affinity to a woman who recovering from alcohol and drugs, or maybe you have an affinity to a woman who is domestic violence, or homeless veterans. We served 15 homeless veterans last year alone. And so if you have an affinity towards a particular group, you can select that woman to sponsor. You can follow her. You can come to her graduation. You can be in communication.
Yes, absolutely.
I know I want to reach out and touch my money and see how it's helping and supporting a woman and her children. That's what we do. And so we love that concept of sponsorship.
I love it too, because so often you don't see where your money goes.
Exactly.
You send it off in the mail and that's it. But to be able to track, and so do you allow them to contact the woman? Really?
Not only do they come to the graduations. We have a graduation where they march with caps and gowns, but they can come and take the woman to lunch. They can find out when she starts working, how is the job coming. If you wanted to, you can mentor that woman, because there's so many things that they need to know even after they leave the program. So it helps that we have a universe of women who come in and work alongside us, and they help us to mentor the women. And we want professional women, women who may have too gone through something before they made it, so to speak.
That is an outstanding idea.
And another thing we need, so we want sponsorship.
This is the business manager. She's like,
let me get.
How did she put that out there? Let me in there.
So sponsorship is one need that we have. We're also looking for jobs for our ladies. And we also have client services. Now, what client services is, some of our ladies come, they need MARTA cards. Some of them are going through challenges. If my Georgia Power bill is not paid, I can't hear you in class, because I'm thinking about my lights are going to be off when I get home. My children are going to be in the dark. So, the Lord blesses us with opportunities through donations that we can help them through those challenges within that 8-week period. Now, we don't just give them a hand out, we give them a hand up, which means we take them through budgeting, so you can look at how you spent your money, so we don't come across this again. So those are the 3 major focuses we're looking at now: sponsorship, jobs, and client services.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, that's why you hired her, right? She's like, now hold up, Miss Tilly. Wow, well, that is a powerful, powerful thing. So tell us, where is the organization located, and what if a woman is watching and needs the help? How do you select the women that go through the program?
We have never turned a woman away. They can come from referrals. They can go on our website, which is www.everywomanworks.org, and then they can register online.
Yes.
They can call 770-998-3392, and we have a receptionist that will tell them exactly how to fill out the application while they're on the phone. We have never turned away anyone from the program.
So. That is so awesome.
Yes, and they can also see live testimonials from our ladies on our Facebook, and that's Every Woman Works Inc. with the Bumblebee logo. So you can peek in and kind of see the day-to-day affairs of things that are going on and what we're doing with our women on a regular basis, and it's wonderful.
That is outstanding.
And we're going to take some pictures so we can put this on Facebook.
Oh, wonderful. Well, good, good. I'll stand in the middle.
All right. Okay.
I want to bring up one significant
Of the yellow and
thing.
black. Go ahead.
Our grant writer was with us last week, and he shared some amazing news. So when the ladies come in, we do pre-assessments because we want to know the before state and how they were affected, and we do post-assessments. So most of the women that come in, we found out like 40% of them have severe depression, want to take their life. I mean, just some really, really devastating, dark perspectives. But by the time they finish our program, it's down to 5%.
Wow,
that is
awesome.
huge.
It's a God thing.
Yes, it is.
It's a God thing.
Well, you know what I love about the story is that, you know, so many times people are looking for purpose. And you see, you said you spent 36 years, was it?
Years,
at AT&T, and truly you were being trained for the second half
of
your life. And the word says your latter shall be greater than your former. You're giving to another generation. You're helping to do such wonderful things. You're employing individuals like this that's so talented. It's clear you're on your game. I just love it. Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you for
It has
having
been
us.
wonderful to have you on the program. Really quickly, again, give the website.
The website is www.everywomanworks with an S.org.
Amen, amen. And that's not just working professionally.
Oh, no.
That's working spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Wonderful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you all. Yes.
And to speak to your audience.
You got to come back and tell us what's going on. You got to keep us informed. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I know you were blessed by that. That was such outstanding information. I told you we've got great things on the program for you.